Hi, I'm Michael from Catalyst, and in this video, I want to help you with a critical aspect for success in your leadership, and it's all around people. So let's get into it. There's me and you and nearly 8 billion people in the world now, and there still seems to be this kind of image of the leader as the lonely man or woman, the lonely person, the lonely person who's doing it, trying to do it all. And people that know a lot more about leadership will know it's not about that. It's about what's called interdependence, working with other people and creating opportunities and helping other people to be successful, and often making yourself the person that doesn't need to be there. But understanding people and how critical they're going to be for your success can be quite difficult. So I want to break it down to two parts. I'll start number one with self-reflection. I'm going to give you three questions you can ask yourself and self-reflect. Take them away from this video and think about them and go, I'm not sure about that. I need to think about that. Self-reflection is amazing because the answers it will give you are answers you can't just think of straight away. They'll come from a deeper part of you and they're often a lot more wise. And the second thing is something called your support team. It's something you can put in place today, right now, for free to make sure you're benefiting from people. So the first self-reflection question is to think about you and think about, okay, I've got this success that I want to be. I want to do this thing in my business or whatever. Okay, well, imagine you've already achieved it. You've sold your business or you've achieved the money or you've done the thing. Who's going to be there to celebrate in your success? Are you going to have a party? Are you going to have some kind of celebration? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your clients? Who are those people? Could you visualize them and see them now, right? Because we tend to think about the thing we're trying to do and the mission we're trying to achieve and accomplish, and it's going to take years and it's really hard. But just fast forward and say, who's going to be there at the end of it? And the reason this is really helpful is I often say to people, who do you see there? And they go, my partner, my family, my local community, these people. And I go, great. How's your relationships with them now? And they often say, well, not so good. Or what do you mean? And the reason I ask that question is a lot of people will get to the end of something and they go, well, I achieved this thing. We, sold this business, but I got divorced. Or we achieved this thing and now I've ended up on my own. And I had a fight with my boss. So the first question is to think about, who do you want to be there with your success? And can you take him on the journey now with you right now? The second question is to think of who is going to benefit from your success, all the work you're putting in, from your leadership, yeah, all your effort that you're putting in. Who's it for? Beyond yourself. Is it just for you? It might just be for you, and that's fine. But is it for a group of people? Is it trying to empower a group of people? You're trying to change an aspect, trying to develop a product or a service that can improve somebody's life. Who are those people? Is it one person? Could it help thousands of people? Could it help millions? Yeah. When Bill Gates said, I want to put a personal computer in every home, that's a pretty good vision. And he's thinking of the people that were going to benefit from his products after he'd made them that weren't him. It's not just about him. So think about that. It's a really good way of motivating yourself. You're not doing it for you, are you? Who are you doing it for? The third question is to think about your success and think, could it be bigger than yourself? A big part of why I'm trying to do my best to help leaders is because leaders are people who have influence. They have a lot of responsibility and pressure and a really difficult time. I'm sure you know this. And so I want to help you because the ripple effect of that is amazing. A good leader can change somebody's life forever, but equally so can a bad one. And so I know that people are going to create ripples and affect people for generations ahead. And that's pretty cool when you start tapping into that. So you can think about a legacy. You might be leaving something, trying to help your grandchildren or trying to help people for the future. And again, that can be something that can be highly motivating. It's Thursday afternoon, you're really tired, you're stressed, but it's not just for you. And you know that your efforts today are worth it and they're going to help somebody else. So those are three really good self-reflection questions you can use to think above and beyond yourself, because chances are you're working hard, you're doing your best, but think about the other, the 8 billion people. And it's a lovely thing. You can start to tap into that at will. You just need to think about it. And so the second aspect, so numero dos, we want to look at is something that can help you so you don't feel like I said at the start of the video as the lonely leader. It's all me. If I don't do it, it doesn't get done. Nobody understands me, right? Create something called a support team. It's something which is absolutely crucial for me and for all the leaders I train. I tell them this straight away. So you can do this right now. You can do it for free. Take you maybe 5 minutes to put in place. You need three people on this team. You can have more once you see how it works. You can have as many as you want, but three minimal. The first is a medical professional. I always say I am not a doctor. I don't give medical advice. I don't try to, but I have a doctor. I have a medical surgery I go to because what if I break my leg? What if I need mental health medication? What if I have an allergic reaction, or what if I need to go to hospital? We need doctors. We need people that qualify medical professionals. So who is yours? Have you got their number? Could you make an appointment now if you need to? You need to have access regularly to that medical information and that medical support. So that's absolutely critical, right? The second one is a nice one is who have you got who can just support you? Who's just somebody you could WhatsApp or you could text right now and say, I'm having a terrible day. I just need some love. I'm struggling. I'm doubting myself. Why am I doing this thing? And they're just the person that would go, oh, you're great. Keep going, or maybe they'll give you a hug, somebody that just supports you. You don't want them to solve your problems. You don't want them to give you advice. You just want some support, right? And the third that is crucial is somebody that you go to for accountability. You're going to go to them and they're going to say things like this. Why did you do it like that? And we talked about this. This is what you need to. Have you done that yet? That's not your best work. You can do better. I believe you can improve. Have you thought about doing it this way? You go into them for some accountability. As a leader, sometimes you can let things go. If you don't have that in place, you think, well, nobody really knows. So, but you need to hold yourself accountable. But then having other people to hold you accountable really does help. Now, the number one question people always ask me is, can I go to the same person for support and accountability? I'd say no. A lot of people say to me, can I go to my partner? Yeah. Can I go to my spouse for support and accountability? You could, but think about it from their point of view. How are they going to know what you need? If you come to them, stressed, do you need support in that moment? Do you need accountability in that moment? And if you can't express your needs and what you need, how are they supposed to guess? So I'd always recommend you go to accountability for a business coach, a trainer, someone that you pay money to, someone who is a line manager, who's, above you in the company, somebody who's not in your immediate family, somebody who knows you, but somebody you go to for development. Yeah. You say, you're my go-to person for this, and they're happy to do it. Yeah. Could involve money. It doesn't have to involve money. But it's just somebody who knows how to help you take the next step. And support can be anybody you want. So there you go. You've got 3 self-reflection questions that can really help you tap into motivation, help you to feel fired up and to see, the vision beyond. That's one of the skills of a leader. You got to keep imagining the future and who it's going to involve. It's not just going to be you. And get that support team in place so you don't feel lonely, you don't feel isolated. Instead, you understand interdependently, we all exist together and we can all help each other.